Alrighty then. Good to be back. Good to be back. Let me get this kind of figured out here. Could be better. That works out good. Hope you guys didn't miss me too much. When I say you guys, it's absolutely nobody yet. Oh, here we go. Easy BD. Yo, brother. Good to see ya. Thanks for checking in on me. Sorry I missed last week, everybody, but it's good to be back. I miss you guys. Hey, Aspen. Cassandra. You got an extra U in there, Cassandra. Just kidding, of course. Giovanni. Yo, Dixie, Christy, Heather. Hello, I'm making coffee right now. Heather is. So, not watching, just listening. That's okay. I don't ever do anything too exciting except I wave my hands around. And if you're really into that, I guess you will be missing that. Crimson Oni? Crimson Oni. I stopped watching Fan of the Opera to be here. That's big news. Except that Fan of the Opera has been out forever, so maybe it's not that big of news. But a really good movie by some people's standards. I watched it when I was a kid. My mom loved it. Musicals were the worst at that age for me, so I hated it. The one musical that I have enjoyed was, and still is Les Mis, the Hollywood one. I've not been to like a live musical at all. That's not true. I went to the Nutcracker. Not a fan. I hate to like throw our local production under because it was probably a great production, but I was like, this is a really long thing with not much talking, so not my favorite thing. But anyways, Cassandra, I'm going to keep you company while you do emails at work. Wonderful. Hopefully I'm not too distracting. Hey, there's my mama, Leslie Marie. I'm always throwing you out there. I should put your phone number in there. I've been getting calls. Somebody reached out to me the other day wanting Taco Bell. I guess that was today. I'm like, listen, guys, if somebody gets my phone number, and if you want to buy or sell real estate in the area, you just call, text, email, whatever. I'm the most gracious man ever. You just want to chat? Not the right format for that. Just so you know. Anyways, Leslie Marie, hey, yay. Sitting on my deck in the 80-degree weather, enjoying her live. Awesome. Mom, shouldn't you be at work? What is it there, 4? Got off early? What in the world? Cassandra, yeah, the U throws everyone off. Cassandra. Well, it does keep me from saying Cassandra. I don't know if you'd like to be called Cassandra. I don't know how that's normally pronounced. Giovanni, notification gang, rise up. Max Eames, this is my first live to type. You've been what the kids are calling a lurker. At least in this one. I don't know if it's your only one to type ever, but I'm glad you typed something, man. Love talking with people. It's the best part about doing these lives is actually getting to communicate with you guys. This thing, I feel like I'm arm wrestling the whole video while I talk to you guys. Easy BD started doing metal work, making myself dog tags right now, like the army ones. Man, that's sweet. You've got a cool crafting thing happening here, and you're the carver, right? You carve fish and everything. That's awesome. I just watched, I don't know if you guys ever watch Outdoor Boys. I just watched his most recent video where he forges like a knife out in the woods. It wouldn't be a Blake Live if I didn't have to stifle a burp. I shouldn't do these right after lunch. Having a little soda. Had a little poppy soda. Anyways, thought it was cool. Chelsea, what is up to you? Hi, April. My mama had a dentist appointment. That's why you're off early. You'll be happy to know I have no cavities. Good job, mama. Good job. Eladen and baby Coco. Hope you're having a great day. I am. I hope you're having a great day. It's nice to be back. I missed a week with you guys, and that was a bumper snazzle. That was a bummer. And I was reading. Had a little slip there. Toot toot McBumber snazzle. Hello to you. Cassandra, you're saying it. Cassandra. Do I say it with an accent? You're saying it right. LOL. That's the reason for the U. LOL. I was named from Wayne's World. Oh. I don't know if I'd be proud of that. Just kidding. I would be proud of that. I haven't seen Wayne's World in a long time because I don't know the reference to Cassandra. Okay. So, let's get into this. The hellos are out of the way. We've all said hello. We know we're here. We all know we're doing great. We hope. Some of you are not doing great. Hopefully this will help that. We're all at various levels of emotional fortitude, feeling good, feeling bad. I thought you guys might want to talk about my trip down to see Brandon and record videos with him down in California. I wanted to do a live with him, so I'll start with that. And I was like, hey, we could even do it like at the same time, which in California time I think is like 2 p.m. And man, did I ever forget. I remembered it like twice at night when I was laying in my hotel bed about to fall asleep after a long day of filming. I did not think about it at all in the moment. We were just going. So it would have been really cool to do a live with him there physically. We have talked about doing lives together, like just afar. Like I can add him in somehow. Using my magic hands. But I don't know how to do that right today, and so it's not going to happen today probably. But anyways, just wanted to say that, yeah, that's why we didn't do it down there. But I'm sure I'll be back someday, maybe a few months from now. What was I going to say about that? So that was one thing. So I went down on last, Tuesday. Doesn't really matter the days, I guess. I was out of town for 5 total days. With Alaska, it's like a full day of travel each way. So really 2 days were pretty much travel, and I had 3 days with Brandon. Not usually, I've only done this a few times, but the last time I did it, we did a full week. So I was there 5 business days and, 2 days of travel on either end. And we found that we were absolutely exhausted. I was really dragging by the end. I know that's not usually Brandon's schedule, but I'm telling you, the emotional work and mental game it takes to shoot videos all day long is tough. And we're not even shooting them all day long, so that might be a little bit of a misnomer as well. We're getting there, we're setting stuff up. Maybe we shoot one video at like 11 or so, and we were shooting 2 or 3 videos a day just between setup and everything. And kind of like you have to be in the mood to do especially his channel is much more humorous than mine and Cameron's. So you got to be in the right mode. And so kind of a lot of rituals that we have that they have that I join in on. I'm learning some rituals. So anyways, back to the whole point. 5 we thought was too much, so we tried for 3 days, and it was perfecto. And in fact, we got some video shot on the 4th day, which was a real push. I was pushing, we were pushing up against being late for my flight on the last video, so we'll see how that one comes out. Sneak peek, we melted some silver and we poured it over stuff. So molten silver getting poured on items. That one was pretty dope. I'm bummed that it was a bit of a rush job, so I may have to redo that one. Probably not with silver. Side note, it was Brandon's silver. Hundreds of dollars worth of silver got melted, and I was like, dude, we don't have to do this. The reason being, I tried to melt nails. Pause. And EasyBD probably knows about this if you're doing metalworking, but not the forge, that's the wrong word. But the little oven to heat the metal up only got up to like 1100 degrees. So I bought a bunch of nails. Is that not so cool? I bought nails, and this is as far as they got. It couldn't get up to the melting point of, I think this is just steel. So we didn't research that enough. But silver melts a lot lower. So we had silver. A crazy life of Brandon. I would never melt my silver, guys. I want you guys to know that. But anyways, all right, let's go back to the chat for a second here. Giovanni, I saw the last live post where you asked what I was working with, but I didn't have time to answer. I work as a store inspector, security and loss prevention in a supermarket. Giovanni, security, very cool. You getting a bunch of tussles? You a big tough guy, or is it just kind of a gig for you? You said manager. Inspector? Store inspector? Not a manager. Anyways. Cassandra, Wayne's girlfriend. Okay. Yeah, that shows I haven't seen it in a while. Cassandra. All right. Katie Cat, saw the Couchfish episode. Hilarious. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's something that has come out of the videos that we did there. It was mostly my videos that we recorded, which was nice for me. I try to do more for Brandon because he has been so generous with his time, and he's the only reason I'm doing this at all. So if you guys like what I do, it's all because of Brandon, 100%. So thank him. But anyways, Couchfish came out this Sunday. The first video I did with Brandon will be coming out. And pause. And hopefully I'll be able to do more bigger videos, since I did have 6 videos in the lead, so it means I'm 6 weeks ahead right today, and I will be recording more as we go along in those 6 weeks, so hopefully I can stay pretty well ahead. But if I have something that's going to take longer, One video that is, I'll just leave you guys to watch it. I don't want to give you guys a bunch of spoilers on what I have coming up, but I'm excited. Got a lot of things in the works. I will talk about one that I'm not sure how I'm going to frame this one yet. I'm just thinking about it, and it's kind of fun to talk about. Is I have a past client of mine who is like he's a professional hunter. He got hooked up with some people on TV shows and then was able to start making a business out of it. And he just hunts all over the place. And he's like, hey man, you bow hunt? I was like, I don't. I've shot a bow like twice, somebody else's bow. He's like, well, you got till August to get it figured out, man. So we're going to go moose hunting with bows. I think it was moose. I hope he said moose. I don't actually remember now. August is around the time that we would do that moose hunting, though. August, September. Was it moose? August seems a little early. Maybe caribou. Must be caribou. I think we went September. I think he does later in September because they're in the rut. Sorry, got distracted there. Is this loose? Nah, it's not loose. So I do have a bow. I bought it for my wife. I did some research. By research, I asked my brother-in-law, who is a avid bow hunter, and he said, hey, get this one because you can change all the sizes on it, and it just works for everybody. And my wife has never shot it, so I haven't told her this. I don't know if she's watching live, but I'm going to have to let her know that I'm going to get that bow set up for me, and I'm going to practice as much as I can, and I'm going to go bow hunting for the first time, and I'm going to get that whole process on a video. So that would be a long-term video. Anyways, Randy's flashlight. Wow, 7 people just dipped. That mean they left? Bye, 7 people. Good to see you. Easy BD, you need to make a P.O. box. At some point. I have a long list of to-dos, and P.O. box, I got to be honest with you, not really high on the list there. But big red curly hair, that's my sister. Brother! Hello, big red curly hair. I've said hello. Stop your comments now. Easy BD, hey, what should I make from the saw blade? I'm making some old knives and my dog tags, but what else should I do? It's probably a better question for the chat. What should you make with a big saw blade? I think, it depends on how big the saw blade is. I've seen some really cool stuff, and this wouldn't be too much work. I shouldn't say that. But they've made like landscapes, like city skylines or something like that. And you can paint on the saw blade if you want, but if you just, take it and cut out like a silhouette of something cool, I think it'd be pretty cool. And I would keep it flat and don't have to redo anything too much. I'm going to make a machete and some smaller ones for woodworking chisels. Very cool. I like all those ideas. Tracy Salgado. Oh no, I can't hear. My volume is up. Anybody else having the same problem? Let me know, guys. I thought I got the internet stuff figured out. So hopefully it's Tracy's problem. Not that I want Tracy to have a problem, but hopefully it's not everybody. Hey, Preppy. How you doing? Big red curly hair. It's like he's whispering. Really? Really? Am I really quiet? Is that better? I'm turning it up. It looks really loud on my end. Anyways, let me know if I am still super quiet. Oh, hey. I can hear myself. Let me turn this off. Hey. Okay, sorry. I also had my monitoring on, which is weird. Okay, Preppy, you subbed? Thanks. Alrighty. April can hear me. Cassandra says it's fine here. So, guys, not my fault. You got weird headphones. Just kidding. I have no idea what's going on. But I turned it up. Sounds better now? Good. This will be ongoing. There is no way. All right, I got distracted now. There is no way that I'm going to get this all figured out very well. But anyways, I hope it's going okay. I'm going to get nitty gritty here. I have my internet provider, and I'm kind of far away from the router. So I was on the 5 gigahertz. Is that what it's called? And I changed to 2.4, which I thought was not as good. But I've heard that 2.4 has a better reach, so I'm hoping that helps, and I don't have problems. Max Eames, the videos that you and Brandon are in are hilarious. Well, very good, very good. Randy's flashlight, do I have any knives? I do. I'm not like a knife collector, but when I get knives, I keep them. This one, I usually have a, not Gerber. What's the multi-tool called? A Leatherman. I usually have a Leatherman. A funny story about that, as I was installing the internet that I have up in the attic space, I'm on my belly. It's a bunch of insulation up there, and it's strapped to my belt, and it didn't fall out of the little pouch, but the pouch must have gotten ripped off somewhere, and it was just lost. Also, this hat which you guys probably have seen before. This is a new version of the same Carhartt hat because I love it so much. But that also got left up there because I had to take my hat off. I was getting hot. I was like, I'll throw it down at my feet because, again, I'm on my belly. It's a very small space, very claustrophobic. I throw my hat down at my feet, and I was like, well, I'll get that when I back up. Could not find it. I'm like looking through. It's like we got like blown-in insulation. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's a little bit like, I don't know, shredded newspaper is what you can imagine. It's not that. It's called cellulose. But anyways, we have like 12 inches, so it's like a foot deep. It's probably more than that. Maybe a foot to 16 inches deep. And which is not that deep. I was like, anyways, so I still own the Leatherman and I still own the hat. It is in my attic, it is in this house, but I could not find it. But right now I have just a folding Gerber with like, I think they call it their gator grip or something. I don't think this is a very expensive knife. I keep it sharp. And I think it's really good if I was to do any hunting or anything. It's kind of a nice, just standard knife. I like the Leatherman because I like having pliers and things. But I'm also like, just so you guys know, a very heavy budget follower. And so I was like, I don't really have it in the budget to spend $40 on a cheap Leatherman or possibly hundreds of dollars on a nice Leatherman. So I'm using what I have. I like to use what I have until I have to buy something. But a Leatherman is on the list because I do love that. Preppy, I'm glitchy. Well, that sucks. Sorry, guys. Finley says hi. Hey, Finley. Good to see you. Glitchy. Where is Brandon? He is in California, Preppy. And I'm in Alaska. So, he is not here. Randy's flashlight. Carhartt is a cool blank. I'm sure you meant to say brand. I stole one of my dad's work hoodies, and it's Carhartt. So good quality. I'm a fan. I like the Carhartt hat. I have some other hats, but this one's been my favorite. It's kind of just a standard. Anyways, Preppy, I've already told you where Brandon is. Chill out. There's no Brandon here. If you came for Brandon, sorry. All right, Randy Slashlight. Wait, you should just text Brandon and call him or ask him to join stream. Maybe some other time. So here's the deal. Brandon's a pretty busy guy. So I take a bunch of his time doing my channel stuff. I ask him questions. He flies me down to do what I just did this past week, which I should talk more about. So I do not try to impose, especially out of the blue, on him and his time because it's important and he's given me a lot. He's very, very generous, which is great. But yeah, anyways, always try to, if you can, guys, always try to give more than you take. And with someone like Brandon, it is really tough. He's just a super helpful guy. So anyways, Max Eames, thanks for saying my last name correctly. Most people don't. Man, I'm really good at this name thing. I got to say, I've gotten that compliment a few times, although I've also just probably ignore all the compliments or the not compliments, but the people who say I've mispronounced their name. Getting good at the old name game reading thing here. So anyways, went down there for 3 days. I haven't talked much about this at all. And yeah, the whole goal is to shoot videos and prep for as much stuff as possible. It is really wild, the life that you lead down there. So Brandon has, which you guys are probably familiar with this, but it's just kind of interesting to talk about. He's got an entire house that is just for shooting content. Super, super dope to do it that way. I do it at my own house or wherever I'm at. I'm going to be leaning more and more towards outdoor videos personally, so it's going to be less of a concern, but even something like this, being at my home office, is a bit of a bummer because you have a bunch of setup and teardown time. Excuse me. So I try to leave as much of the stuff set up as possible for doing videos, like in my office, but at a certain point, like I have to move stuff around. You guys may notice a slightly different angle, and this is for, I have a TV up here that you guys can't see. Excuse me, backed away. I don't want to sound like I'm whispering. I have a TV up here, and spoiler alert, Shelby and I are going to be playing through Split Fiction. I think that's going to be a really fun video. First video game on the channel. So we have not started. What I wanted to do is have it ready on March 6th, right when the game came out, to release that video. So I reached out to the developers to see if like I could get an early copy. I have no sway. I could not. And then of course I'm down with Brandon, and it's just tough for both of us to play a video game together and have our attention on that with kids. So we have to find very specific time. So that one may be months away, which all the hype from that game might be dead by then. But I think it'd be super fun. I'm a terrible person to play video games with, but we enjoyed It Takes Two. If you guys are not familiar with the Split Fiction, it's a co-op only player game. You have to work together. You can't do it solo. From a developer company that only does co-ops at this point. I think their first game was single player, but this is their third one that was set up like this. It Takes Two was kind of a big hit whatever, 3-4 years ago. We played it, my wife and I, of course. Shelby, if you didn't know who that was. So, and it was fun. So I thought this one would be good to have on there. Tracy Salgado, he ain't on speed dial, huh? No, to be honest, he probably wouldn't answer the phone call. He is not a phone talker. So, but yes, we are related and we are friends and we respect each other's time. For sure, as much as possible. EasyBD, aren't you? Oh, come back to me. Streaming early today, definitely not a bad thing, though. Well, I forgot where you're from, EasyBD, but now we have daylight savings in the U.S. of A. If you're in the U.S. of A, I think almost all states still do it. It is a real bummer. So I guess technically it would be 12:19 right now. So yeah, I think we're 1 hour ahead. So it's the same time for me, not really. So it'll be an hour earlier until they stop the daylight savings. It sucks. If you guys aren't familiar with that is, I guess, I don't know, ask questions if you want, but I'm not a fan. It makes no sense to me. I'd rather our time just stay the same. Just messes me up twice a year, switching back and forth. Randy's flashlight, why do you always stream when I got to clean my kitchen? Sorry, man. Sorry, I had to clean my kitchen before streaming. Just washing the dishes. Eat the food, wash the dishes, set up for a stream. That's what it looks like. Preppy LK, I love Autumn and Jameson. Yes, I've already told this story, of course, and if you guys have watched Couchfish or anything, but my first name is Jameson. He wasn't technically named after me, but we have the same name, and that feels good enough. Big red curly hair, I hope you make more videos soon, from Ray. Hey, Ray, I have one coming out Sunday, every Sunday. I have not missed, and I will not miss, guys. We're going the distance on this channel, and hopefully that distance is years and years and a full-time gig for me, but we will see how it goes. Randy's flashlight, I almost forgot my B-Day was on the 9th. Happy birthday, Randy. Daydreaming. Preppy, you don't need to repeat yourself. Preppy, where'd you go? I actually like the repeating because I don't see all the chats. You can say the thing as many times until I read it out to you. Jack's the man. Can't wait for more of the long form vids, man. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'll leave that one. Again, it's hard for me not to just talk about all the videos that I have coming up with you guys because it's fun. EasyBD's in UK. Okay, so I thought so. You guys don't do daylight savings in UK, and daydreaming. If you're talking about the daylight savings sucking, I agree with you. Yeah, I think you are. Daydreaming. Seriously, no need for it. And I thought it was going to end last year, but it will never. I know. Die daylight savings. Here's a few big changes that I would make if I was king for a day. Daylight savings, no more. It's unimportant. I would be open to a 1 hour long chat with any professional on the matter to change my mind on that, I guess. So I don't want to speak too much, but I think that would go. I can't imagine a good argument. Maybe I just haven't heard it yet. And then the other one is if we could move everything to the metric system. And this is just for US specifically, although I've heard the UK has some weird stuff. You guys got like stone and pounds and whatever, and the metric system all mixed in. If we could all just go metric, it'd be much simpler for me. I deal with land sales, and we have like acres and stuff, which I know other countries use acres, I think, and hectares and things like that. Just really strange. So an acre is 43,560 square feet. It's like, what in the world? And if you have a square acre, it's 209 point something feet by 209 point something feet. And it's just like, can't we do like, a kilometer is 1,000 meters? Like, isn't that nice? It's all in the name. It's wonderful. Tracy's 3 hours ahead. Preppy, I really want to see a unique person. Preppy, you in person. Am I a unique person? I'm not sure if I got the question. Nathan Gathan, you tripped? I hope you're okay. That wasn't for me. I haven't tripped. Maybe I did. Or are you making a joke about me tripping down to, yeah, maybe. If that was a joke, Nathan Gathan, it's a pretty Gathan joke. Alrighty. In UK, we have daylight savings, but I guess not the same time of the year. Oh, gross. More countries are doing it. Big red curly hair, can't wait to go to Alaska from Rye. I know, I'm pumped, man. Rye, I got the points. I'm not just talking now. We're not just talking now. We got to figure it out with Nani, of course. But I've got a buddy pass. I've got airlines points. We can figure it out, buddy. I'm excited to have you up here. You don't even have to go back home. You don't have to go back home to your mom at all. You could just stay here with us forever. Randy's flashlight. Daylight savings was made by someone who didn't know what the freak he was doing. Very true. Very true. Jack's the man. I remember you mentioned a jiu-jitsu video in the works. You know how much jiu-jitsu heads would love that. Yeah, Jack's man, thank you. It is in the works. I have not done anything with it yet, so we will see. So I have a few priorities. now that I have this six week like lead time, super great. I have a little bit of breathing room. On the video side, I've got to back up and be like, all right, what's the videos that you guys actually want to see? I'm glad a lot of you here will pretty much watch anything I put out, which is I'm thankful for. But I want to make better and better content that you guys are more and more excited to see, and of course, get them views in, baby. It's always the goal: get more and more views, grow the channel. And on the other side, I do still have my main money maker is my real estate business, which, by the way, anybody buying real estate in Fairbanks, just let me know. But that is my main money maker. So I need a little bit of time at the start of the year. I've got to change a few business things on that side. So I have a little bit of headway for that. But yeah, anyways, the next like 5-6 videos are probably all going to be with Brandon. So they're not usually I don't know. I don't want to say my usual videos because I only have like 12 videos out, so I don't really have a usual video. But Big Red Curly Hair, have you been doing your stretches? I have not been doing my stretches. I've hardly been working out. We had one of the videos we did with Brandon. I ate so many like extreme sour candies. My mouth is, this will relate. My mouth feels weird. My whole head feels weird. It's been a week and I still feel kind of terrible from that trip. We had a bunch of stuff go sideways, which will make a good video, I'm sure, but I'm feeling not great. Big Red Curly Hair, Frog and Toad shirts at Walmart. I know, everyone's asking where that's at. What am I wearing? I'm just wearing a white tee. I thought I had it on. I get more compliments in my Frog and Toad shirt than anything else, at the airport in particular, because I usually wear jackets up here, I suppose. But yeah, I get at least 1 or 2 a day if you wear that Frog and Toad shirt. Tracy Salgado, I went and watched the jiu-jitsu video on your other page. I never knew it was a lot like wrestling until then. Always picture in my mind like karate. I've never seen it before. Yeah. It's not my favorite video. My other channel videos I'm not super proud of, although I think I'm going to release those like on special occasions. So I don't know what I'll do with it. Jack's the man. Awesome, bro. Super happy to see you're clinking up the ranks. God bless baseball. God bless baseball bat choke. Baseball check. Excuse me, that's hard to say. Baseball bat choke boy. That's me. Yeah. Actually, I got choked out so hard with a baseball. It wasn't really. I will say that my buddy I was rolling with was aiming for the baseball bat choke. I was underneath. He had the forearm across the throat. I was pushing through the pain, man. I think I made it to the timer. I may have tapped on that one. I don't remember. And then actively, like, it hurt, but in the moment it wasn't too bad. And then I'm talking to my next opponent friend. It was like, we're going to start rolling. And I was like, listen, I think that might be my last roll. I could literally feel my neck muscles swelling into my trachea. So it like got hard to swallow. And that was like 2 weeks of that. So I'm just now through that. Big Red Curly Hair, did you tell the story about the Unbreakable Bull? No. I will tell the story of the Unbreakable Bull. It's probably not the funniest thing ever. In life, it was very funny. But you guys are all used to YouTube, everything going crazy and over the top. But my mom got, and we have these now, I love them. What are those, what are they called? Corel. If you guys are familiar with Corel, actually they were in a video. They were in Brandon's Unbreakable video. They had Corel bowls that they did not break. Those are the bowls I have. I love Corel. If you drop them and stuff, you technically can break them, but they're hard to break. They look like porcelain. They're super hard to break. We had a big mixing bowl. This was when I was living with my parents still. And I remember I had my buddy over and we had this big mixing bowl, and I always like to like impress him. I've done this before. I was like, hey, you want to see something cool? He's like, sure. And I just like chucked the bowl on the ground. It shattered into 1,000,000 pieces. So from his perspective, he's like, what the heck is this guy doing? And I was like, oh no, that wasn't supposed to break. These are unbreakable. He's like, well, it's stinking broke, man. And I'm sure I've told my mom this. I don't know if she's still here now, but at the time I did lie. I said, yeah, it just slipped out of my fingers. But it's like, really, it's like, choom, broke that thing. Tracy Salgado, why not? You won. You know, I got talking about my jiu-jitsu competition. Yeah, I don't know. I just would have I would have done a more entertaining video. That one was kind of short and explained a little bit. I don't know. It was a low effort video on my end. Yeah, I like winning. I'm pretty good. I've been laxing on the old jiu-jitsu. I got to get back into it. The win was maybe the worst thing that I could have done. Losing really puts fire under your butt. And winning, I was like, I don't even know if I want to go back and do the competition again. It was kind of a big headache. You tell yourself all these things. So it's like, all right, I got lucky. I had a really small weight class of 2 other people. I am not the best by any stretch in the state. And I'm going to be losing my title here in like a few weeks. I won't be the current super heavyweight blue belt jiu-jitsu state champ of Alaska anymore. You have to put a lot of qualifiers on it to make me a state champ of anything. Nathan Gathan, but yeah, Julius Caesar had a massive ego and changed how time worked, basically, and now we have daylight savings because of it. Oh, I didn't realize that. I would have Brutused him too, frankly. Man, you got a lot of puns going on here. Mama, ha ha ha, that's still funny. The Corral, yes, Corral Bowls. Love you, Mama. Okay, anyway, so yeah, we go down there to do a bunch of filming. He's got this content house, which you guys, again, I know you're already aware of most of the stuff that Brandon does, but it is a wild experience because everything there is for content. He just says it over and over. I was like, hey, do you mind if I break this thing or use this thing? He's like, nah, it's all for content. All kind of the wildest stuff. He's got a whole prop room that he just collects anything from past videos that he thinks he can use in further videos. He gives a bunch of stuff away to members now, of course, and that's kind of interesting to see how that works. But even like from the start of the process, I think a lot of people don't realize is, of course, I don't do this. I'm not really there with him when he's doing this, but he's sourcing videos. So he has an idea for a video, and so he's buying a bunch of stuff. And then, it, of course, all ships in. It's all in boxes, has to be put together. And depending on what video it is how like in-depth that can be. So I don't want to ruin stuff for his video, but I put together a few things. One was a flamethrower, which didn't end up working, so I'm hoping he gets another flamethrower. I don't know. I was really bummed about that. I was like, I need to test this before we go. But anyways, putting a bunch of stuff together, helping him out there. I am more confident. I'm not saying he's bad at this. Don't take this the wrong way, Brandon. I'm more confident in like the building side of things. So what I'd like to do more of is the things he's uncomfortable to do. This was like a discussion we had when we first started kind of working more together, is like building something, I don't even know, like a catapult or whatever. Just made that up. I don't think he has a catapult idea, but building things that he maybe wouldn't do. So tackling these bigger items that Brandon's not normally comfortable with for you guys, the viewers, to enjoy. So that would be kind of a fun thing. But anyways, that process there, we unbox, we put things together, which doesn't sound like much, but it ends up being hours because it's a bunch of little things. God, yeah, I have another one that's not been in the video yet, so I don't want to say what it is that I did. It was an unbelievable amount of time that it took me to take care of this thing. Oh, you guys hear the stomping? My children are stomping upstairs. Children! Hey! They stopped. Was it you? Wasn't my children. It was Shelby doing jumping jacks right on my head. It sounded like, you guys probably couldn't hear it if I sound like I'm whispering. Zach Bowe, is the video skipping for anyone else or just me? It's probably everyone. It's Alaska, baby. I don't know how many times I can say it. I don't know if there's a way. You guys, anytime I ask these questions, you're no help at all. But if I do a delay in the video, will that make it less laggy? Where like, yeah, you'll see the video a little later and then I'll see your comments a little later, but it would be less laggy. I don't know how the live stuff works. So it is what it is. Sorry about that. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, the process. Yeah, unboxing the stuff takes a bunch of time, whatever. And then we wait for Cam to show up. And Cam is one of the most interesting people. You never know when he's going to show up. You never know when we're going to shoot a video. He usually gives us a heads up. So that's nice. And yeah, we put the stuff in the room or whatever we need to do. I try not to look at anything I don't need to look at because I do want to be surprised on the videos that I'm a part of. And I try to set up extra things for Brandon for future videos if possible. But as I've said before, it's really hard to be very giving with Brandon. He is, he's always trying to help. So like I said, we went down there this last time and I shot 6 videos. We shot 1 couch fish video. We shot 1 video for Cameron's channel and we shot 1 video for Brandon's channel, which he didn't even have planned. I kind of pushed him into that. I was like, let's do this stuff. Let's put it together. So 3 videos for him and 6 for me. And by the way, he's the one who pays my flights down there and all this stuff. It's like, what in the world? Also, another side note, flies me first class, guys. If you've never ridden first class, neither had I before my well-to-do cousin said, I'm going to bring you down to California. Love it. Love it. In case Brandon's listening, you don't have to do it anymore. I've gotten one. He did book one too late. And this was harsh, man. This was harsh. And I had middle seats that I was riding to California and back. I've never ridden a middle seat before, unless I was like with my family and stuff. Just middle seat, 2 strangers on either side. It's no way to live. It's no way to live. He took too long, and it was around the holidays. It was probably still a stinking expensive ticket for him. So I am thankful no matter what. My mama says the video is great here. Leslie Marie, thank you. You guys need to figure it out. Move to a better state. EasyBD just posted a video. Not going to brag, but I'm famous now. I'll go check it out. Is it your, is EasyBD, is that your handle? Is that how that works? Or do you have a different channel? I don't think you can post links in chat as far as I know. So I don't know if you can share it, but if it is your name, that's great. I'm going to go check it out after this. Zach Bow, all good. Do you use OBS? Could potentially be FPS is off or bitrate isn't matching or slow internet. Could be slow internet. Seems most likely slow internet. I do use OBS because it is much worse. I kept having issues when I was streaming you can stream through Google Chrome on the browser, and I kept having more and more issues using that. So now I do use OBS. And this is, I don't know how to change the other stuff. I shouldn't look right now. That stuff gets me interested and I want to fix it, but now's not the time. Zach, thank you for your experience. I remember you were talking about camera gear. Hey, I just got a new tripod, by the way, Zach, for my camera gear. You offered me gear. I thought we were talking about workout. I thought you were offering me steroids, but that's okay. That's okay. Just camera gear is fine. Fine. I did get a new tripod though, because I had a tripod, brought it down there just in case I needed it for the Brandon stuff, and have just lost it. Not a very interesting story. I just hate losing stuff, so I have to tell you guys. Like, I want to be like, I looked everywhere and give you every detail, but I know that's not interesting. But for me, it bites. But it was like a $20 tripod or something. So I was like, all right, I need to start investing for the future of the channel here. Let's get like a somewhat nice. So I did spend $130 on a tripod that can be turned into a monopod. I did some video research. And by that, I mean, I watched one channel and thought that one looks good enough. He says it's good. I trust this guy. I don't want to spend $600 on a camera tripod. That's right, people. For the uninitiated out there, there are $600 tripods. What does it do? It holds your camera still. Okay, Tracy Salgado, I've never been on an airplane. Maybe I'll have an opportunity one day. Tracy. Me either for a long time. I flew when I was really young. I couldn't remember it, but then my next flight was when I flew to Hawaii for my honeymoon with my wife. So I think it's pretty normal not to fly, depending on your age and stuff. I'm not asking, Tracy. You're not supposed to ask age. Somebody asked where my mom is from. Arkansas. EasyBD. Sweet, man. I've got you. I put an extra dash in there, though. I'm going to take this dash out. I'll watch that video. You sound like you're doing a bunch of cool stuff. Zach Bow, oh, dang, that sucks, LL. What tripods you get? With tripods, you get what you pay for sure. Yeah, this one seems really nice. I won't get into the details because I don't remember. But I do remember it can be a monopod, and it's compact. Because I want to do more and more outside stuff, and so I don't think it's going to be like me in this room very often. This definitely could happen. Zach, your main tripod is $250. Son of a gun, Zach. You must be rich. Kat, hello. You can't stay, but you want to say hi. I'm so glad you said hi. Hope you have a great day. Tracy, you'll be 50 in April. Tracy, I didn't ask, but thanks for telling me. You might need to fly. Actually, I don't even believe that. I like being home. I don't like flying. I love being close to Brandon and doing that trip, and I wish we lived closer, but the flight is the worst part, for sure. I love being home. Randy Slashlight, I watched like the Brandon backstory video after seeing a vid with him and his mom, and I was so confused about her at first. Like, why didn't she help her son? But when I found out he was so stubborn. I don't know the whole story, I guess, but I will say they're all very helpful over there, so I don't know in which way Dina didn't help out. His mom, of course. But yes, I feel a little bit of guilt from that time. We kind of grew apart, as you do, and we've just recently come back together. We had contact and stuff, but of course this video thing is a really, really good excuse to talk and see Brandon more often, so that's great, because we were, in my mind, I don't know if this may be one direction, because I was the younger cousin, but he was my best friend when I was, 11 to 18 probably. If you would have asked, until I met my wife pretty much when she became my best friend. And I think that was part of the reason we got estranged. Girls, am I right? No like fallout or anything like that between us. But now looking back and hearing more of his story, like I felt like he was fine. And in the end, obviously he's done really well for himself. But like the fact that I didn't call him, be like, hey man, is everything okay? You need some help? Like I never made that call, guys. So I do feel a little guilt about that. Sorry, Brandon. But what are you going to do, man? You made it. You needed the pressure. Tracy Salgado, I need a good trip or a good midlife crisis. Nah, you don't need those midlife crises. They're no fun. They're no fun at all. Big Red Curly Hair, tell us something on your bucket list for 2025. You coming in, sister of mine, coming in with some good questions there. Bucket list item. I'd love to kill a moose, man. You shouldn't say it like that, huh? YouTube doesn't like that. I would love to bag a moose. I would love to take a moose. I would love to acquire a moose that was no longer living. How many ways can I say it? I would love to eat a moose. I've eaten moose. But yeah, never had moose in the freezer, of course. I would love to fill my freezer up with moose. That's probably my bucket list. I'll be very, very happy if that happens. Anybody else got some bucket list items they would like to throw in the chat? I'm going to start talking about something else just to forewarn you, and then I'm going to forget that I asked that question, and you guys are going to list your random stuff, and I'm going to be like, what the heck are these people talking about? I don't know. Who cares about them bucket lists? Just kidding. Put it in there. I'll try to remember. Risk. My handle is Risk on all platforms. Not trying to plug. Okay. I don't know if there was a comment before that, but it feels like a plug if that was your first comment. Thanks for commenting, though. Thanks for chatting in, my brother or sister. Could be either way. Cassandra, have a good ready of your day. Have a good rest of your day. I have to drive home now. Well, hopefully you got through some emails, and it was just a little bit more enjoyable for you. And have a safe drive home. Tracy Salgado, what's the best way to eat moose? Moose is probably the most similar to cow. It's just a lot leaner, I guess. So most people, like on their ground beef and stuff, they're adding in pork fat or beef fat as well. Excuse me. So however you eat beef, to be honest. I don't have like a special moose recipe. I would love to do, because I've never acquired a moose through the hunting, the trappings of hunting. I'm excited about the butchering process, which sounds gross at first. And it is kind of gross and it's tedious, but the idea of like making the cuts what you want them to be, not the like cutting an animal up. Don't worry, people. I'm not a weirdo. I'm not looking to cut people or animals up. I'm just excited to be like, hey, because we've gotten moose from other people. Like you can't buy moose, obviously. They're not allowed to be like farm raised and things here, at least. So we get moose and you just get whatever cuts, people don't want. So you get a bunch of ground beef. You maybe get some steaks or something, but to like do one I'm really excited about is the shanks, which is the anatomy of like hoofed creatures. I find is so interesting because they have like we'll do the front leg here. They've got their quarter, which is like the whole arm. What do they call this? The shoulder bit. I'm bad at this. And then they have the shank, which would be like the forearm. And then imagine this is my foot. Their hooves are like their toes. And so it's like this long part that is, anyways, I don't know. Because when you look at their leg, you're like, hey, they got an extra joint in there. It's actually just like their ankle joint. But they have the hooves there like walking on tippy toes, which I didn't know until a few years ago. I thought that was interesting. Anyways, the shank, sorry. I'm very excited about that for moose or anything I get because the shank has a bunch of little muscles. It's a little forearm. And when you're trying to get the silver skin out, which is like the thing that binds the muscles together, and good clean meat, it's just like really tough. So I saw a guy that they just freeze the whole shank. They wrap it up, they freeze it. And then when you're ready to eat it, you just cut out like rounds of shank. And it's called, I think it's ossobuco. You do like a roast with the bone in there. And bone, that's the other thing I want to do. I want to get a femur bone, cut it down lengthwise, and eat the marrow out. But just doing the roast with the bone and the marrow in there adds that flavor. I'm excited for less work, getting the shank meat off, and to just try that. So anyways, that's what I'm looking forward to. Risk, there was a comment before. Good. Good, Risk. I'll let that one slide just this once. Maxime's, if you get a moose, what size or weight would you want from it? My heart, I would want the biggest. stinking moose I could get, obviously. And I would want that rack to just, oh my God, it would be awesome. What I will take, the first legal moose I see. I am not picky on this first one, so maybe I will get more picky. I don't know. They get really, really big. I should Google it. What's the biggest moose? And let you guys guess. I think we did trivia. Yeah, we did. What's the biggest moose ever recorded? Okay. All right. I'm not going to wait for you guys to guess. Sorry. I don't want to have to fill time here. 1,808 pounds. Shot by a hunter near Yukon River in Alaska here. Nice. In 1897. Holy smokes. 128 years ago? 128 years ago. It was 7 foot 6 inches tall at the shoulder. It was 7.5 foot tall at the shoulder, its head on top of that, and then you got to think about its antlers. Holy smokes. Okay, let's look at the widest antlers on moose recorded. Okay. Oh boy. The greatest antler spread ever measured, and they have like a scoring system when you do these, so you can get you get a score for it. So it's not usually based off, like, world records are not usually the widest, but this one, the widest one, 75 inches, 75 and 5/8 inches. So my wingspan is probably 72 to 73 inches. Boom. Big old moose. A few inches bigger than I can reach. Holy moly. On top of their head. That's a big animal all of its own, and it's just their rack. Holy smokes. Zach Bowe, bucket list. Retire my parents or climb a mountain. I don't know. I can tell you the one that your parents would prefer. Sorry, I don't know why that one was so funny to me. But yes, those are both really great goals. Your parents' goals should be to retire themselves, though. Take care of your own retirement first, my friend, Zach. Randy's flashlight. I watched the Brandon backstory. Oh, yeah. Did I just read this? Or did that get posted twice? No, I just read that. Zach Bowe, 2,500 pawns. I missed the thing before that. Randy's flashlight. He wouldn't let her take him back home. Oh, yeah. Oh, I did watch that until he made it. That just made me kind of have more respect for bro. You guys should all have a ton of respect for Brandon. He's 1 in a million, or probably more than 1 in a million. He's a very interesting person. It makes it sound like he's a weird guy, which that's true too. He is weird, but that's how he's gotten famous. He's willing to do things that most people are not willing to do. And that will probably give you much, much success. So if you can find the thing that you're willing to do that other people aren't, maybe you'll have a nice big fat YouTube channel that brings you good money. Big Red Curly Hair, what did you buy your wife for her birthday this month? I can't say, not her birthday yet. She watches this sometimes, so we have a gift. We have a whole day planned. I sat down. I really went all out this time. I want you guys to know I am so good to my wife. Randy's flashlight. I lagged when you did. What'd you say? I don't know. I don't know when you lagged, so I can't go back to it. Anyways, so bucket list. All right, I'll finish up here, guys, on the Brandon thing. I just find it's fun, and I have talked very little about what we actually do down there. So yeah, then we shoot the video, and those videos are wild. They're wild. They're different for everybody. We're trying to find, of course, my channel's voice, Cameron's voice, and what voice is a wrong word, vibe, we'll say, of what Cameron's channel is compared to Brandon's channel, compared to my channel, all very different. I would say Brandon and Cam's obviously feel a lot more synonymous because it's the two of them on both channels, but if you are avid watchers, you'll obviously notice the difference there. So I'm trying to get that figured out for myself. They got their own stuff already figured out. Don't worry. They've been doing this a while. But on Brandon's videos, it's we are going all out. We are telling every joke we can think of, obviously. If we think we can do something funny with this weird item you got, we're giving it a go. Just get really, really wild, and that is my favorite. That is so fun. It's so fun. However, it is hard. It is hard. I don't know how Brandon can sustain it. I don't know how he's done it for so many years already. But a little 5-second clip could be this whole thing. I'm trying to think of a video that like the non-slip video, we'll say, always brings that one to mind. Brandon's like falling off a table in a wheelchair onto a bucket with sharp edges and stuff. And it's just like things you do for YouTube. And it was like a few seconds of the video. And I hope it made you laugh, of course. But there's just all those things. So in the video process, and it depends on the video, but a lot of times it's around like maybe 2.5, 3 hours of filming for the 10 to 15 minutes that you guys see. Just a little behind the scenes here of all of that. For me, I'm done at that point. They're like editing and stuff, of course, and I edit my own videos, but my videos are way shorter. They're way more chill, which I'm cool with. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll amp myself up more and more and more. But I don't have we'll say the YouTube income to be spending on sourcing these videos. So mine are a little much smaller scale, and again, trying to find what the vibe is for my own channel and stuff. I don't want to spend $10,000 on one video and then kind of realize like, that's not what I want to do. So I'm out here still learning, taking small gambles until we get figured out, and then we can go real big with things, real big. But anyways, Brandon's video, get out there, and then we're just resting. And one thing that we do a ton of now is he's got a propane fireplace outside. So we just go sit outside around the propane fireplace, telling stories, listening to music. It feels like, I remember the first time I was there, I was like, what's your guys' like favorite song? And of course, no one can really pick a favorite. Favorites are always tough. And so what we ended up happening is we would all just like picking, hey, why don't we listen to this song? It was 4 of us, and play that song reminds me of this song. We're just listening to like each other's like greatest hits, of like what we love for music and stuff. And it was just a ton of fun. And you guys may all be different. You may be younger, older, whatever. I don't know what kind of lives you have, but I haven't done that in a long time. Just like chilling, and I don't know. I just don't do that. And just like showing each other your favorite music. It feels like something we would do in high school or like at a sleepover or something. So that was very fun. But anyways, we go out, sit out there for an hour or so. An hour or so. That was a total lie. It could be multiple hours talking sometimes, but just chilling, and again, building up the energy for the next video. If there is going to be one, this time was our best. Like, I'm a very scheduled person, and that's not always how it goes down there. I'll just say that. So like I wake up at a specific time, and I sleep in and stuff, guys. I got to be honest with you, but I like to wake up at a specific time. I have to-do lists that I hit every day. It's like, hey, check this, check this, check this. Knock those things off of your list. Okay, you have another checklist of things that you need to get done today. Okay, you need to call this person, like I literally have lists that run my life. I'm pretty... I don't know. I just forget to do things otherwise. I just stopped at that. I'm pretty. That's it. End of story there. Down there, it is a little different. So just kind of like going with the flow, and having late nights and things are very common. I think the latest we've done was like 2 a.m. or something. And that is rough for me because I am in bed by 9 most nights. So that was a tough one. This last trip, again, 3 days, it was much shorter. I think we got it figured out for next time, which who knows when that will be. 8, 10, 12 months, maybe 2 years. Who knows? But next time I go down, the 3 days seems like a nice thing. I don't get too tired. I was the latest I got to the hotel was like 11, and that was only one night. I was usually home by like 9. It was sweet. That was my way of, my choice of doing things. But yeah, and then we go home, and then I'm exhausted. And Brandon stays where he's at, so I don't know how he feels. I don't know if he takes like a few rest days or this is normal for him. We call them push weeks, so I don't think he's doing that every day. But I know I am absolutely exhausted. And right now, again, the physical toll and the emotional and mental toll from doing Brandon's videos in particular, and Cam's too. He's got some pretty crazy ones as well. But I haven't done as many of Cam's, so I don't want to speak too much on that. Most of the ones I've been with Cam have been his reaction videos, which is a whole nother level as well. Like, they are just going off, and I am just hanging on for dear life, trying to slip a joke in or something to hang with those bros. Again, in a good way. Hope none of this comes across as negative. It's super fun. And then I come home and I die. So that's what that's like. Easy BD, Christy, you don't have to, but I just go for it and do what you want, but I also have no clue what I'm talking about. Well, I miss Christie's. All right, here we go. Christy Musalami. Musiami? So I'm thinking about venturing into YouTube. What's your best advice for someone starting? You have come to the wrong place because I don't know anything. My best advice is I'm, again, like 2 months into this thing, so my answers are probably not very good, Christy, but you want to do something that you enjoy. the first few videos I did, I'll just be honest with you guys. Brandon's like, you could do this. I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm in it for the money. So what video should I do to make the most money? And we literally kind of worked off of that, and it was not fun. It was not fun. And even though those first videos feel very similar to what I'm doing now, I think it's a lot of how you come at things. And so do I want to make this my living? It's like, yeah. So you can't ignore and be like, oh, I don't do it for the money. It's like, well, money's real, guys, and you want to make money. So that is totally fine. But if it's only for the money, I don't personally have the drive to do it just for the money. So finding more and more things I'm very excited about, and especially seeing some of the videos that I'm excited about do well. It's like, okay, these things, people want to see these things. So that's what everyone talks about, but I honestly think it's true. You got to do what you like, stick with it, and there's always a part. Some book called it The Messy Middle. I don't even remember the book. I'm sorry. There's always going to be some time at any point. There's like mini versions of this and big versions of this where, like, let's say editing a video, like it's fun to start editing the video and you're excited and you're laughing, you're doing these things. And then in the middle, you're like, I'm so done. And maybe you like editing. So I'm just using this for instance. And then you get to the end and it's like, oh, I'm glad I pushed through. But if you quit in the messy middle, it sucks. And that's for editing. That's for shooting the video. It's like, hey, I said I'm going to do this video and I got too tired and I didn't want to finish the video. I have one of those coming up. And this one's a time one. It's my ice hut that I've been talking about. I travel and now it's getting too warm. So I have to go out and check this weekend, but I'm pretty sure my ice hut has fallen over. So I think it's too warm to do another one because it keeps getting above freezing in the day and melting. So that's a bummer. But in general, you got to keep pushing through. You got to keep pushing through on those videos. And then even if we zoom back even further to where you have many, many videos and nothing's happening, and you don't want to just keep pushing on something, especially if it's not fun and it's not making any money. It's like there is a time that quitting is necessary. But if you're having fun and you want to do it regardless, it's kind of like, hey, then there's no pressure on this thing. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And again, I've had a huge head start, which is super helpful because I've tried YouTube before and I have quit. So I'm telling you from a place of someone who didn't have what it takes at the beginning stages to keep pushing through. So having the Brandon factor was huge, but Brandon made it without his, the Brandon factor. I mean, he is he, but he didn't have a cousin who helped him. So there's people out there making it and you can do really good. Leslie Marie, absent-minded professor, you talking about me? You talking about me? Alrighty. Zach Bo, I need a cousin that's doing well on YouTube. Yeah, we all need Brandons in our life. Is it just me or is he seriously lagging? Sorry, guys. The Alaska interwebs, as Christy says, that is the truth. But I was going to end up anyways. I'm going to end it here. And if you guys missed anything, sorry. You can watch it back on the replay. I haven't watched back the replays. Does it keep the lagginess in there? Surely it uploads better. I don't know how that works. I don't know anything. I have talked so fast for an hour. Here's one thing I want to try out next